weeks now, since the outbreak of Israel's war against Hamas terrorists in Gaza, I've been interviewing day and night on the international press, and it seems to me I get asked the same questions over and over again. So I want to give you some of these frequently asked questions, and I want to give you my just as frequently preferred responses. Perhaps the question I get asked most frequently is, doesn't Israel bear at least some of the responsibility for this war with Hamas by rejecting repeated offers of peace or opportunities for peace? Well, first of all, historically, it's important to mention that Israel has offered peace to the Palestinians repeatedly through history, and that the Palestinians actually hold the world's record for people who have turned down repeatedly offers for a two-state solution, and usually turned down those offers with violence. That was true in 1937, when the British made such an offer of a two-state solution. The Palestinians turned it down with violence. 1947, when the UN made a two-state solution proposal, the Palestinians turned it down with violence. In 2000, when Israel, together with the United States, offered the Palestinians an independent state in all of Gaza, most of Judea and Samaria, the West Bank, half of Jerusalem, the Palestinians turned it down with violence. And again in 2001, in 2008. So it's not as if the Palestinians have been accepting of two-state solutions offered. They hold the world record for rejecting them. As for Gaza itself, in 2005, Israel withdrew from Gaza. I was part of that operation. It was very, very traumatic for me. We uprooted and destroyed, bulldozed, 21 Israeli settlements in Gaza. We dragged 9,000 of our own citizens out of their homes. And what was the goal? To give the Palestinians a chance, to give them a chance to govern a mini-state and transform it into a peaceful entity in the Middle East, as sort of a first stage in what could have been a comprehensive two-state solution. And what happened? There was an election in 2005. Hamas overwhelmingly won that election. A year later, they overthrew the Palestinian Authority in the Gaza Strip. They cast hundreds of members of the Palestinian Authority off the roofs of Gaza. They killed them and transformed Gaza into a terrorist state. And here's the real answer to that question. Every time Israel has tried to make peace, and peace with Palestinian partners who seem to have wanted to make peace, Hamas comes out and kills both Israelis and Palestinians. I was an advisor to the Rabin administration in 1993 at the outset of the Oslo process. By 1995, Hamas was already sending suicide bombers into Israel to block that process. 1996, a whole spate of horrible terrorist attacks, including terrorist attacks against Israeli children wearing costumes for Purim here in Dizengoff Square in Tel Aviv. Hamas tried to block peace in 2000, in 2001, in 2008, right after Israel made an offer of a two-state solution to the Palestinian Authority. The war in Gaza, the first one, broke out. Israel's Operation Cast Lead, not by accident, not coincidentally. And this war broke out to a very large measure because Israel and Saudi Arabia were on the verge of making peace, and the Iranian backers of Hamas didn't want that peace. Very easy to stop it. Just start a war with Israel. Peace is desirable. Peace is a goal, but it has nothing to do with Hamas. Hamas hates peace. Hamas hates Israel. The issue of peace is completely separate. And Hamas's barbarous attack of October 7th and Hamas's unremitting and unrelentless campaign to destroy the Jewish state.
If you want to see more of Ambassador Michael Oren, click on the links up above. Be sure to subscribe, and if you want to ask a question for the ambassador to answer, comment down below.